Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Louisiana put a condemned man to death using nitrogen gas in his first execution since 2010, making it only the second state to use the controversial method. The execution of Jesse Hoffman Jr., convicted in the 1996 murder of a woman abducted from a New Orleans parking garage named Mary Molly Elliott, was completed Tuesday. He was pronounced dead at 6:50 p.m. at the Louisiana State Penitentiary in Angola, authorities said. They said the nitrogen gas had flowed for 19 minutes during what an official characterized as a flawless execution. Hours before the planned execution, a state district court judge rejected an attempt by Hoffman's lawyers to obtain a temporary pause. Governor Jeff Landry, who signed a bill last year making nitrogen hypoxia a legal alternative to lethal injection, did not intervene. Tuesday evening, the U.S. Supreme Court denied a last-ditch effort to intervene in a 5-4 vote. Hoffman's lawyers argued the method violated his constitutional rights, including his right to practice Buddhist religion in his final moments. Well, what part of Buddhist religion is that? It's got something to do with his breathing. He was breathing and, in and out, exhaling to cope while he was in jail. He say he picked up Buddhism, I think, in 2002, right? He's been in jail for 38 years, or 28 years. He allegedly committed the crime. Well, not allegedly, he committed the crime when he was 18 years old. His lawyers say he took full responsibility. That's rare. That's rare. Because a lot of times when you have people on death row and they're fighting these appeals and stuff, they're not fighting to prove that they're innocent. They're fighting to prove that they're worth saving, that they're not just expendable, right? So they're fighting just to stay alive, and they don't want to be executed because they say it's inhuman. And, hey man, I've been in here for 30 years, I've changed. I'm not the same person. That's what his lawyers argued. His lawyers said he wasn't the same person at 46 as he was at 18 when he committed the crime. Here's the backstory on the crime. So this dude, Hoffman, worked at a parking garage in Louisiana, in New Orleans, right? Molly comes in and he pulls a gun on her, forces her to empty out the cash register of $200. And he takes her off, he drives her off to a remote area where there's a makeshift dock, makes her get on her knees. She begs for her life, and he ends her life. He shoots her in the head. And, that's that. Did not say how they actually captured him. But, you know what, fam? You know what? That's a lesson there. If they catching people way back in 28 years ago, without all these cameras everywhere, without all of this technology, imagine trying to do something like that today. And people do it. To this day, they still do it. Even those maintenance workers, I gotta call y'all out. Some of those maintenance workers at these apartment complexes and high rises and stuff, yeah, fam. These dudes have keys, right? They got keys to all the units. And some of these dudes been there stealing panties and, doing all kinds of things, and sometimes they go all the way there and commit the ultimate crime of, violating a woman and then taking her life. They do that, It's crazy, man. Like, that was happening way back then, and now we know what's happening now, right? But those type of crimes been happening. It just seems like it's been happening more often now that we got cameras and we got all this technology. But America has been uncivilized for a long time. And we're talking about pre-slavery. That's right, I said it. Pre-slavery. That is how America even became to be okay with slavery. They were already uncivilized. It takes uncivilized mutts to treat human beings the way that they did black folks in slavery. That was cold-blooded, man. Some of the stories, and I'm still finding out to this day, I'm still finding out these different stories. But this guy, you know, according to the prosecutor, justice was served. And, you know, the fact that he took a life and, you know, he was 18 years old at the time, he did know right from wrong. So it ain't no excuse right there. You know, unfortunately, most of us, we're not going to have all our senses at 18 years old, but we will know right from wrong at 18. But we don't have a real clear cut of the consequences to our actions at 18. We just don't. We haven't lived enough. We haven't experienced enough. Unfortunately for him and many others, they don't get that opportunity. They're not going to get that opportunity. It's a lot of them out there right now. A lot of you youngsters out there right now listening to me right now. You better hope that you don't do something that you can't come back from. So while you out there taking these risks, jumping in the car with anybody, kicking it with anybody, getting online, acting a fool, all that stuff, if you fall, you better hope you can get back up. No more talk.